I thought it was a really good spring. I was really happy with my progression and our progression as an offense and for a team. If we're looking at everybody, I thought defensively they played really well, and we got after each other on different days. So I think collectively as a whole, we all got better.
Was there an area specifically you were most pleased with your personal progression?
I think the thing that jumps off the page is our third downs and our completion percentage, just because that was two goals that we had as an offense going into spring, and we were right at those goals going into today's practice, and we achieved well above it today. So we did really well. So I would say third downs and completion percentage.
The emergence of some of the receivers, guys like Taysom Hill, Nick Kurtz getting settled in. What did you think about some of those guys and the way they stepped up?
Yeah, those guys started to play really well. I thought Taysom Hill had an extremely good spring. I would say that he had as good of a spring as anybody on our team, and I was really pleased with that. And it made us a lot better. We had a really good inside presence there, something that we really wanted to focus on. So I was really pleased with Taryn. I trust that guy a lot. So he went up and made a lot of plays. Nick Kurtz, he emerged. This last practice was his best practice by far, and he played extremely well. And I think all things considered, coming in, learning a new scheme, going fast, going hard, all that stuff, he played really well and, lived up to the hype and the expectation that he came in with.
What changes are you seeing on the offensive line opposed to what you saw last year?
There's some new personnel, and I would say the biggest presence that's been felt there has been Tooney coming in and playing. He's been a really big help there. But other than that, I think with Tooney and Dre taking some senior leadership, I think those guys have a different mentality and a different mindset, and they're tough dudes. And they came in, they battled day in, day out. Kyle Johnson came in and played extremely well, and I trust those guys, and there's a different camaraderie, within the O-line room and with amongst the other guys on the team as well, because we see them working.
From the beginning of spring camp to now the fall, as you evaluate, what's been the biggest single improvement collectively for the offense?
I would say knowing individual assignments. I think early in spring we added a few variations and various things like that, and from then to now, I would say we began to click on all cylinders. So I would say people took more ownership in their position and what they did individually, and we got a lot better because of it. So individually they cared more, and collectively it made us all better.
How do you build off that now, heading into the the break between now and fall camp?
Yeah, a lot of it's going to be on us. I'm encouraged, as I mentioned, that a lot of guys, took that upon themselves to learn their position, learn fronts, coverages, various things like that. And my anticipation is to continue to improve on each of those.
What instructions did the coaches give you now that you guys will be doing just that, be on your own? What stands out?
They gave us the schedule for the off season. This off season will be a little bit different. So if they're paying for and we're going to spring semester, then they can then monitor and mandate workouts and various things like that. So we emphasize that, and we'll get together, as a leadership of the team, and we'll begin to organize PRPs and stuff. But that's something that us as players will do that wasn't really focused on from the coaching staff, but something that will be emphasized and done.
You'll obviously have a new backup this year. How do you think Christian's spring went?
Christian played really well this spring, and again, I would say along with Taryn, I think Christian had a really good spring, and I don't think it really surprised a lot of people because they knew Christian and knew how hard he tried and his capabilities, but he just didn't have a lot of reps last year to really show what he could do. So Christian had an extremely good spring, and if something came up and heaven forbid I went down for some reason, I would trust that guy playing, and I would feel safe to say that the rest of the team would as well.
Was there anything that didn't happen in spring that you would have liked to have seen? Anything that could have been better maybe?
It's hard to say right now. I think it was all good. You know, I think you can look back at missed assignments. You can look back at good days, bad days. But again, I think it was all good because we can learn from the bad as well as the good and continue to build off of the good. So I thought it was structured really well. You know, the 5 weeks gave us a better opportunity to be in the film room and learn more in that way. And I thought it was a really well ran spring ball.
You feel like you scrimmaged enough, that there was enough actual football playing, that you kind of were able to stay sharp in that aspect?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can't really speak for everybody, I guess. I mean, regardless, I wasn't being hit, but it doesn't take long to remember what that feels like come August. So that's okay. I think you know, maybe for some underclassmen that first game will be big. But yeah, I trust our coaching staff, and I think for the most part, the guys that hadn't gone live and done those things this spring were the guys that were there last year. So with that being said, I thought it was managed really well.
Taysom, being Alumni Day, how often did you hear from the 1984 guys? Did you hear it all the time?
You know, honestly, I haven't really a whole lot. So I've seen some of those guys around, and obviously Coach Anai and Robbie and those guys, and I've had conversations with them individually, you know, about the things that they did well when they were playing here. But they're classy guys, you know. They don't come in and rub it in your face or, you know, try to flaunt it. You know, I don't you know, you don't hear any of those things. They just want to be a part of the program and want to see it exceed and excel.
30-year anniversary. Is it kind of hard to imagine Coach and I as your age and playing?
No, it's not. Honestly, I think that guy loves football, and you know, I haven't seen his game tape individually, but I imagine that guy played extremely hard, and it's not